I never imagined that my life could unravel in a single moment. My marriage to Sarah had been my world for over a decade. We shared a home, raised 2 kids, and built a life that, from the outside, looked perfect. But over the past months, subtle signs began to unsettle me. Late nights, evasive answers about her whereabouts, secretive phone habits. I tried to dismiss it as work stress, but a gnawing suspicion refused to let go. Then one evening, the unthinkable happened. I came home early, hoping to surprise Sarah, and walked into the scene I had feared for weeks. She was in our bedroom with another man, her affair partner. Shock, disbelief, and a surge of rage hit me all at once. For a moment, I couldn't move, couldn't speak. But after the initial shock, a cold clarity took over. This was the moment for action, for consequences. I didn't scream, I didn't immediately confront her. Instead, I focused on gathering evidence. I grabbed my phone and began recording, capturing every expression, every panic-stricken glance, and every incriminating detail. The affair partner froze, realizing he had been caught in a moment that would define him. I calmly explained that this would have consequences, both socially and legally, and he knew immediately that he had underestimated the stakes. Sarah tried to explain, to justify, to plead, but the evidence spoke louder than any words. I had all the messages, photos, and secret communications meticulously documented. Every lie, every deception, every moment of betrayal was now undeniable. The weight of the truth left her speechless, while her affair partner was left reeling from the immediate exposure. I decided that my revenge had to be total. I contacted his family, shared the evidence, and ensured that the social consequences would be swift. The panic in his eyes was instantaneous, and the humiliation was immediate. He hadn't anticipated facing accountability so publicly or so thoroughly. Then I turned my attention back to Sarah. I quietly organized all evidence of her affair, making sure that when I filed for divorce, I had a complete record. Custody arrangements for our children, financial settlements, and legal protections were all prepared to reflect the seriousness of her betrayal. Every detail mattered. I wanted her to fully comprehend the consequences of her actions. I filed for divorce immediately. The proceedings were straightforward because the evidence was undeniable. Every attempt by Sarah to manipulate the situation, plead for forgiveness, or explain herself was futile. Her betrayal had cost her everything, our marriage, her credibility, and her influence over our lives, but the ultimate step of my revenge was my silence. I ghosted Sarah completely. I moved out with the children, cut off all communication, and removed her from my life entirely. She had no opportunity to manipulate, negotiate, or plead. Her choices had sealed her fate. The absence of confrontation was deliberate. The silence itself became a punishment. A message that some betrayals cannot be undone or ignored. In the weeks that followed, I focused on stability and rebuilding a secure environment for our children. Routine, emotional support, and structure became my priorities. Friends and family who knew the truth supported me, reinforcing the idea that calculated, measured responses often have far greater impact than impulsive anger. Looking back, I realized that true revenge isn't about dramatic confrontation. It's about strategy, patience, and control. By catching her in the act, documenting everything, exposing the affair partner to his family, filing for divorce, and ghosting Sarah completely, I delivered consequences that were swift, undeniable, and permanent. Sarah had underestimated me. She assumed her deceit could continue without repercussion, that her betrayal would remain hidden. She was wrong. Her choices reshaped our lives, and through deliberate, calculated action, I reclaimed dignity, control, and the ability to rebuild a future free from deception. In the end, this story is one of shocking betrayal and measured revenge. Infidelity exposed, evidence undeniable, legal and social consequences delivered, and total control reclaimed. Sarah and her affair partner had gambled with my trust and lost. The lesson was clear. Betrayal has consequences, and some actions cannot be forgiven or forgotten.